Morning. This explains why you haven't got your cutting done, though, doesn't it? Because time flies when you're having fun.
I know. It's not just, I'll tell you this, though, it's not just the making, it's the photographing, writing the instructions, writing every single step so that it's making sure that the photos show everything that I need you to see within the photos and blah, 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 all the stuff.
All of that.
All of that. All of that. Now, let me give you a scissor update. I have spoken to Gary at Dukey and they're seeing what they can do for us. I'm going to push to see if I can get stock for a Friday deal. That's nice. I have no idea if I can, by the way. I'm just putting it out there. No. That would be my desired outcome.
Yeah, and God loves a trier, and we're nothing if not triers.
I am very trying.
very trying.
So I am told on the regular. I am by everyone. You are very trying. Thanks.
I know. And you take it as such a compliment. It's a beautiful thing.
I've got to have to dig around to find a compliment wherever I can. Now, what are we doing? We are doing the other half of these makes. Let me show you these, right? These are the satin panels that we have now. Your orders have to be in for these by midday today, else we will miss our slot. Our slot is the last one on the print run before our printer closes down. So, whilst I never do, you know me, I never give you a hard sell. It's simply fact. If you want this satin collection, you have to buy it by midday today. Otherwise, I can't. The printer will not be. They're shutting down. I can't get it, and it's their design. They won't be printing. The printers will not be printing. The printers will not be printing. So, if you would like this colourway, and let me show you everything that's in there because I've finished it now, with like moments to spare. By the way, like let's by the seat of my pants.
Yes.
By the seat of my pants.
Do you know? True story. Because we love our Sororge. Sororge, SJ, as many of you know of SJ, she is we call her our office child. She's in her 30s.
I know, but she is the office child.
Younger than the rest of us, and when she gets a bit tired mid-afternoon, you've got to make her a cup of tea or the bottom lip comes out, hence we will always call her the office child, even when she's old and grey. But I said at some point, flying by the seat of my pants, and she looked so confused. And she's like, oh, I do love those funny things that you say that you've made up. I'm like, no, that's an actual saying. She's like, no, it's not. I'm like, no, it really is. And she genuinely had never heard of it. And she thought I was winding her up until we have a certain brand of toilet paper that's wrapped in paper. And it said on it, emergency roll. We realise you were flying by the seat of your pants, but here it is. And she read it and went, I believe you now, because I've seen it printed on the loo roll.
But that's the universe, isn't it? Because it was within the same day she had to unwrap a new thing of loo roll. We get Who Gives a Crap loo roll, and they're all individually wrapped. And so having gone from just thinking that Gemma had made it up to, oh, it must be real because it's on the loo roll.
On the loo roll.
I'd forgotten about that. I'd forgotten. Oh, that cracked me up, that did. Let me show you.
Believes the loo roll.
Yeah. Absolutely. If it's on the loo roll, it must be true. Must be true. Right, in this kit, you get a beautiful... This is all Duchess satin. Now, can I say, right, I have had no problems pressing the top of this where it's had the pattern printed on. But please be careful if you're pressing from the back of it. Use a pressing cloth, or just use a pressing cloth throughout. Gemma, we used to stock pressing cloths. Have we still got any, or we can order some more? Or just use a piece of cotton a damp piece of cotton over the top. That will do the same thing. And I only give you as a cautionary tale. From the top, I've been fine because they have to apply heat to the front. Obviously, because that's how this goes on, and this goes on at a massive temperature. But from the back, where it's not printed, I have come a cropper. So I'm just going to be completely honest with you on that. And that will be in your instructions as well. So, pressing cloth is the way forward. Let me show you what's in here.
Oh, we'll always share our misdemeanours, won't we?
Well, I mean, some of them. Like the ones that aren't going to get me in trouble. I don't want the police knocking on my door or anything like that. Morning, officer. Lovely day, isn't it? Right, so, cosmetic bag. Beautiful. Headband. with elastic on there, so you can keep your hair out your way whilst you're doing said makeup. Headband. Emily keeps coming in here. I should have made these to her head size, shouldn't I? Go, oh, Mummy, it's just such a beautiful, beautiful fabric. Mummy, it's so beautiful. Sleep mask. Yes. And that's so soft. It feels amazing. We have got 6 face wipes with different designs on. Love these. There's an accessories bundle if you don't already have it, which gives you any interfacing that I've used. The toweling, the elastic, the beautiful ribbon, and your quilter's wash away tape. Oh, can I tell you about the quilter's wash away tape? So these go in the drawstring bag. In my world they do, because then that keeps them away from everything else. And 2 scrunchies, big one and little one. Right, when we come to the scrunchies, I've used my quilter's wash away tape on the seam, which obviously gave it a little bit more texture across the top. And I thought, oh, well, maybe people won't want that texture. And do you know what it suddenly dawned on me, Gemma?
Oh.
What is our quilter's wash away tape called?
What's it called?
Wait,
Natasha's favourite quilter's wash away tape.
Exactly, wash away.
Oh.
So I was like, well, surely then, if I put it in the wash, that will wash away, and it won't be stiff anymore around the edges.
No.
And I suddenly realised, how long have we sold this wash away tape?
Yeah.
And I've never washed it away. I've never actually tried it. So this morning, at 5 o'clock this morning, I put this scrunchie through the wash. I've washed it, I've tumble dried it, and sure enough, it has washed away. But it just made me, I've tittered to myself, because I was like, I don't actually know if it washes away. We say it do. We say it do.
We say it do. That was proper all Cornish. There we go.
We say it do, but we don't know. We haven't really tried. So now I've tried. And
I do need to point out that Natasha is from those there areas.
Yeah.
We're not mocking. No.
It's not a proper. That's not proper Cornish anyway.
No, it's not.
No,
it would work
it's
so
more.
well.
It's more kind of scarecrow.
Yeah, it is. Yes, which also you resemble on the reg.
I really do. And I am that parent that my kids, they're not quite at that age yet where they'll just be embarrassed to have me pick them up. And I'm kind of leaning into that a little bit. I don't think I need to be glamorous all the time. No. Gives them false expectations.
It does, yeah. So desperate. Yeah.
And Josh, like, he can't expect me to look nice every day.
No, come on now.
No.
You start those expectations, you can never get away from it. No.
Exactly. So there's a lot going on in this kit, and then everything will fit in there. So you can gift it and put all the goodies in your bag and gift it, and then it's going to be like everything comes out and it's going to be amazing.
Nice.
Amazing. I love this. And I haven't dared wear the hairband or anything in case I get my makeup on it. And so I'm looking forward to having a sloppy day where I can try it and go, oh look. Emily's favourite thing is to do spa days. Now I'm a rubbish mum because I'm really rubbish at anything spa-y.
You're not a rubbish mum, but you're perhaps not the most girly of girls in that respect. And
I do have a very girly girl.
Yeah.
I don't know how this happened. Anyway.
She just needs to spend some time at mine, I think.
She does, but when she goes to her dad, her dad's girlfriend is wonderfully girly like that. She loves a spa. And so yeah, I'm so grateful to my ex-husband's girlfriend because she picks up the slack of what I don't manage.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. And they have girly spa days and all this kind of stuff that would just drive me insane.
Well done.
Yeah. No. I'm very, very, so grateful to her for that. Thanks.
Cheers, Anna. Thanks.
That's not for me. You just crack on with that.
Everyone in their own lane.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone in their own lane. Yeah.
Yeah. And Emily comes back with nail varnish everywhere. And we're all good.
Yeah.
And it's not on my carpet.
No.
So I just feel slightly smug. Yeah, however, she did get up on my sofa the other day, having told her that nail varnish was only to be used in the bathroom over the sink. And I did find it on my sofa, so we did have to have a little conversation about that.
Yeah, not ideal.
It wasn't her favourite conversation, I'll be entirely honest.
Or your favourite situation?
No. However, I then found the rabbit on the sofa, so I'm just like, I'll give up. That can just, yeah.
That's way more you. That's just madness you've created for yourself, really, truth be told.
We have like a little snug where the kids watch TV and play, whatever they want to do. And that is the sofa that has all of that rubbish on, rabbit, everything else. And I just think, do you know what? I'm gonna pick my battles. When Josh isn't here, we have a thing, don't we, that we put in our group chat of tell me that Josh isn't here without telling me Josh isn't here, and it's invariably because Ruben and Minnie are sat on the sofa going, ha ha ha.
Especially Ruben, the look of smugness on his face of, oh, he's gone out, has he?
He's so smug. He's so smug, and it's hilarious, and it's every single time. Every single time. And I don't know if you've seen on social media, there's this thing where dogs call like the other human in their life the spare human.
Yes.
And Josh loves our dogs very, very dearly, but to Minnie, he is the spare human.
Yeah.
And if he asks her to do anything whilst I'm in the house, she's like, oh, did you ask my mum first? Nope.
There's a side-eye situation and almost an audible tut.
There is. I've never known anything like it. But she's just like, no, why would I come with you? I'm with my mum. Like we're doing mum stuff over here, and so no. And I didn't think after Mabel died that I would ever get a spaniel that was so devoted to me. And then Minnie came along and she's upped the ante even more. Yeah. She's like, and so any time I see anything with regards a dog and a spare human, I send it to Josh and just laugh. And he doesn't seem to mind. He doesn't seem to have too much of a complex about it. But yeah. Who is the spare human in your dog's life? Is it you or is it your partner?
Oh, I'm the alpha.
Yeah,
I am the alpha of the house. Yeah, they adore me. But if I'm out, they're all over him like a rash. And he's like, oh, they love me. And then the minute I get home, they're like, sorry, Dad, who? And then they're gone. They're just, it's funny.
They are so fickle, aren't they?
Yeah.
They really, really, really are.
Lucy Woo is undoubtedly mine, regardless of who's about. She's undoubtedly mine. Poppy is the most fickle thing you've ever seen. She's just, I mean, you know what she's like. She's a tart. She's laying your arms on her back. Before now, I just gazed at you and I'm like, what is this thing that thinks it's a baby?
Well, she's just got taste. She knows who a dog person is.
She does. She's got some many, many paces. But Mm-hmm. I'm ever so sorry, viewers. If you're not dog people, we are.
Yeah.
So
how have you snuck into our tribe?
This beautiful sewing show will go down the row of dog on the regular basis.
Yeah. I'm just cutting these out. You can use your rotary cutter, but because there's a little bit of movement in the satin, and it stitches up beautifully, by the way. I'm going to put a new needle in my machine and everything today.
Hey, get you adulting.
I haven't yet, but I will do in a minute. Right, I'm going to pop a clip. That's my drawstring bag. If I clip that together, then I know. We've got a lot to make today. Yes. A lot to make. So, guys, it is a matter of having a look on the web. We've got this design with the beautiful, did we decide what it was? Panther, cheetah, whatever it is. We've got the hummingbird. This is the hummingbird. That's the one that I've made everything up in already. Is the silvery one, what do we call that in the end?
Okinawa.
That's why I can't say it. The Okawawa. What's it called?
Okinawa.
Yeah, this one, this grey one. That's been the favourite so far.
It has, yeah.
And then there's the navy paisley, which I also love.
Royal Paisley. Beautiful. Tash, I've got some lovely messages. Shall I quickly run through those for you?
Yeah, I'm just cutting stuff. It's fine.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we have Gabriel who says, morning, everyone.
Morning.
Anne's joined us from a sunny Bishopbriggs. She says, I've taken my cardie off in an attempt to stay awake today. Oh, bless you, Anne.
Steady. Oh.
Anne had a little nana nap yesterday during the show.
There's nothing wrong with a nana nap. There's nothing.
Love a nana nap.
You know why these instructions have taken me so long to do, don't you, Gemma?
Oh, no.
I made the mistake of just lying down whilst I wrote them, and that was it. It was nana nap o'clock. That was it. Honestly, since I've had this cold, I think it might be COVID, you know. Since I've had this cold for like the last month, I've been a proper nana napper. I really have.
It's awful to say, but when I saw you that day in a car park...
Well, I looked like I'd been dug up, I know.
I came home and I said, I have never seen Tash look as poorly, ever.
Yeah, no.
Honestly, she looks like you could just dig a hole in the ground. She'd crawl in willingly at this stage.
I don't do poorly, but this one's just properly hit me.
Yeah, you just looked like you'd had enough, really, honestly. Bless you. Sharon's with us as well. She says, good morning, all. And Sylvia says, morning, everyone.
Morning.
Jan says, hello, early from a sunny, breezy Cornwall. You sound better, Ash, she says.
Yeah, I think I've turned a corner, and I had to go offline, really weird alternative to make myself better because nothing else was touching it. So I've had to do all sorts of weird and wonderful alternative stuff that, you know, most people will go, you what? You're talking crazy. Yeah, well, maybe. But it's worked, so we'll just do that.
Absolutely.
We'll just go with the craziness, and that's fine.
Well, if it works, it works.
Well, it seems to be. And it's the most bizarre thing to do. But anyway, no mind, we'll gloss over that.
We digress.
We do digress. People would be like, what is she doing?
I know, right? Yeah.
What is she doing now?
We cannot give medical advice over that there tinted.
No.
We're not qualified.
Do you know what, though? I do intend to be one of these people that grows older where they just go, what's she doing now? Oh, God, what's she doing now? And I think I'm heading that way.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Sylvia says, as much as she's wished us a good morning, it is evening here in Australia. So, down under. Good morning, evening to you, Sylvia.
Good morning, evening.
Indeed. Jane says, morning all, I'll have to catch up later. Hairdresser calls. Oh, get you. You'll be looking fabulous within a couple of hours there, Jane. Enjoy. We've got questions going backwards and forwards of asking Jan where she is in Cornwall and all of that. Sue says she's
near me. Jan's near me in Cornwall. That's where Jan is. She's near me.
Yeah. Sue says, I've hidden my card today as my imaginary craft stall is already overstocked. We've all got an imaginary craft. I shall buy these items, I shall make these things, and I shall sell them. Maybe one day we will, and when we do, we're all set up. It's just forward planning, that's all it is. Joe says, morning everyone from a sunny Spalding. It does seem to be sunny everywhere today, which is good, isn't it? We have Donna and Julia. We have some rather dubious attempts at some wonderful West Country accents here, which is great. Amazing. You can just read it beautiful. Jan is asking, would you wash this fabric before making?
No. No, wash it afterwards.
Okay.
I'm just going to show you. Look, you can. This is a piece of bunting that I never quite got to do, and I've burnt something on my iron as well, which is also really helpful. Like I said, this is not an expensive iron, which is why these things often happen. But a little bit of steam through there, and you'll be good as gold.
Nice.
So I'm just using a piece of old cotton as a pressing cloth. That's it.
Well, why not? Why not? I have put up some heat-resistant mats. The size is slightly different to the last ones we had. They're actually slightly larger than the last ones we had. But, our suppliers just changed the size slightly. So I've listed those. They're on a good deal. If you want one, you want one. If not, if you've got one, great. If not...
Or just use a scrap of light fabric.
Yeah, but the option is there. Claire says, morning, Tash, they won't be embarrassed, your children, because you're the cool mum to all their friends. Take it from another horsey/tomboy mum.
Oh, no, I don't know. There are some super uber glam mums.
Yeah, but do they want the uber glam mum, or do they want the really cool, like, got the horses and the chickens and all the crazy stuff going on?
Oh, well, they're not going to get an uber glam mum, so whether they want one or not, they're not getting one.
Quite.
They can want all they like, not at one.
I think they'd rather have you, darling, for sure.
Just as well.
But yeah, lots of people wishing us good morning. We've got Joy and Ginny in a warm and sunny Suffolk. Sue says, my dogs are consistent. Their favourite humans, whoever's nearest the dog biscuit tin.
Fair enough.
Joe says, Mr. S is the spare until I go out. He's very vocal, and when I come back, he's attached to me like Velcro. Sounds like our house, Joe. Absolutely. Helen's with us as well. Helen, have a little look at the collection there. You'll get your Quilting with Jane kit, just saying.
Oh, Quilting with Jane kits are up, ready for this weekend. If you get your orders in, I'll get them out tomorrow. I know I haven't done many orders this week because I'm just waiting for these panels, and then I'm just going to hit those order sheets like you wouldn't believe. But the time it takes me to otherwise go through and look at every single order and see if there's anything on there that I can send now, it's counterproductive in terms of time. So there we go. Right, that should be, I think we're adhered. Do you know what I did? Like I say, on the front I've not had any problems. I'm just gonna do that. I'm just showing you best practice and then just not doing that myself. It's fine. Right, there we go. We're adhered. Now,
marvellous. Now
it decides. Now it decides it will give me the steam that I've just been asking for the last 10 minutes. Do you know what? The only reason I have this iron is because I can use it without a lead, and it heats up much quicker than my big posh one. My big posh one is like the creme de la creme, and I love it, but it takes about 3 weeks to heat up. Now, this is the back. So I've interfaced the back of the mask. And then I'm going to cut on the line, the front. Or, if you can see through it, then you don't, no. You're going to cut this one on the line, okay? Because otherwise, you've got to have one that's cut out to give you that guide. And so this is what we're going to do today. Hooray. Now also it's the last for the waterproof panels as well, last day for those. Yeah. Any panel, have a look, we have an entire page dedicated to the panels. Have a look on there, because come midday that page ain't going to be there.
No.
I'll tell you that. I'm going to ask Gemma to take that page down, unless there's any panels that we've got sitting in stock here.
We have very little on that front, and they are loaded onto there as well. So do hit that page while you can. Also over on YouTube, Tash, we've got some viewers with us. Cynthia has got massive FOMO, fear of missing out, for those who don't know, on the panels. She says everything looks great, especially on this Duchess one that you've been making yesterday and today.
Oh, do you know what I would also do if I had the time and I was buying these? I would, before I cut into it, I would trace it all. And then I'd have the templates to make more out of normal cotton.
Absolutely.
And that's a bit, because you've effectively bought yourself a pattern then, haven't you?
Agreed. That's such a bargain price as well.
Yeah. Cool. Now, this is the back of your mask. And so we're just going to fold it in half and sew down along that seam. I'm going to put a new needle in though, because it has done all sorts of weird and wonderful fabrics, this needle. And it can stand down. Stand down, needle, stand down.
Very responsible of you, Tash. I'm going to share a little story that I've got on YouTube, because I think it's something you could really pop some perspective in on because of your other skills. Natasha had many skills, for those who don't know. She has done many a job in her time, which makes me... Some of them have been quite bizarre, including being an elf at 6 foot tall, which I find absolutely hilarious.
You forget about the magician's assistant. That was one of my favourites. Trying to cram myself into really small spaces was not the one. That did not last long. That lasted about 2 weeks. I'm like, nah, you can go and saw somebody else in half, thanks.
One of my favourite skills that Tasha's got is hypnotherapy. She's done a bit on me, which has been phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. But yeah, so in the chat on YouTube, we've got Darshna who says, wonderful. Facebook was being stroppy and wasn't letting her message us. So over on YouTube, messaging us there. She loves all the designs. She wishes that she could have invested in more. These panels are amazing. And do you know what? You're all going to love them when they arrive, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But we're talking about, of course, dogs, as we generally do. She said, I so desperately want a dog. For most of my life, I was scared of dogs. I'm teaching myself to overcome that. I still have to catch myself, but the frozen fear is gone.
Oh, I can get rid of that for you in about 15 minutes, love.
Yeah, exactly.
Go on.
Tash, you were explaining to me, weren't you, about fear? And how we're not hardwired to be fearful of many things, actually.
Two things. Yes. Two things we are hardwired to be scared of. One is a fear of falling. Not of heights, different. Of falling. And we have to keep that because that keeps us safe. And the other is sudden, loud noises. They are the only two things that we are hardwired to be afraid of. Anything else, pretty much I can get rid of. If it's a phobia, fear, anything like that. Bosh. Done.
There you go.
It's very clever. Very clever.
It's a brilliant thing. So yeah, I just had to share that. Yes, of course I can share Tasha's Hypno email. I will do that for you, Darshana. Not a problem. But you'll all find her Hypno website online as well. It's wellthoughthypnotherapy.com.
And you can have a session with me or with Josh because he was so impressed at the results that we got that he went off and trained himself.
Exactly.
Well, he didn't train himself. He went off and did the same training that I
He trained, himself.
Yeah.
Not trained himself.
Although he tried to do a session on me last night and I promptly fell asleep because I was so tired. And you're meant to do it sat in a chair so that you don't. And I was just like, I'm just in bed. He's like, no, you're snoring. Can we just do this? Can we just do this properly another time? I'm like, yeah, no, I've broken all the rules. All the rules are broken here. Yeah, no, of course we can. So,
That's not good.
But we do it over Zoom so that you can be in the comfort of your own home. And I think that's quite important for a lot of people because actually the stress of travel does feel stressful for a lot of people. Whereas actually if you can just treat someone in their comfy chair that they know is comfy with as many of their own cushions plumped up around them, then they're happy.
You just need to be able to see them, don't you? And be able to see the hands. So, yeah.
I need to be able to see from your head to your knees and your hands in your lap because I will have a little chat with your subconscious and because, we digress while I just just quickly rethread my sewing machine. But yeah, so speech is conscious, so I don't really want to get you talking too much. But there's three of us in a session. There's me, there's you, there is your subconscious. And yeah, so I will get your subconscious to give me yes or no answers to make sure that you're happy with everything that we're doing by just IMRs, they're called little movements in your fingers. And that tells me that you are in agreement, that your subconscious is happy to do all the things I'm asking it to do, which is fabulous. So it's only a reset of because you weren't born scared of dogs, Darshana. Sorry to pick on you, but you know. Because you weren't born scared of dogs, it's a learnt behaviour. We just unlearn it. We just take it away again because it doesn't need to be there. It's like uninstalling an app on your phone. That's all it is. It's as simple as that. It doesn't leave a great gap. You don't notice. They're just not a thing. I remember my teacher saying that he did someone for a fear of birds, and she rang him and she's like, well, I don't know if it's worked or not because I haven't seen any birds since. And he's like, hang on a minute, look out your window. He said, the birds have not disappeared from London. There are still 8 million pigeons.
Yes.
And it's just they weren't on her radar because the thing is your subconscious never turns off. So if you have a phobia, it never forgets to be afraid. You don't forget that you're afraid of spiders. It's always there until you tell it to not be there. And then it goes.
Absolutely.
It's all very clever.
It doesn't have to be fear-based as well. It can be a behaviour that doesn't serve you or something along those lines. So yes, hoarding or, habits. We've talked about sort of smoking and all of those sorts of things as well.
I do a lot of weight loss and anxiety. They are yes. I would say 80% of what I deal with at the minute. Right, we're going to turn this through the right way. If you're going to find that too difficult to turn through, just stitch across one end and get your turning through tool.
We'll move on from that, but we have got a lovely message that says, I would recommend Tash, my subconscious loves her.
Thanks.
Subconscious love, so that's great.
Thanks ever so. Yeah, it's a lovely thing to be able to do. It's a very special thing to be able to do for people, and I feel very, very grateful that I had such an amazing teacher. Because with anything, you know, there's old school and there's new ways to do it, you know, and the new ways are phenomenal, and I am constantly learning. I did another few hours learning again last night. It's just amazing, Everything that you can just learn is phenomenal. Then just chop that end off, by the way. There you go. How did we get onto that? Was that your fault, Gemma? Don't know.
Yeah, no, we had something in the comments about a fear of dogs and what have you, didn't we? From Dash and say,
yes.
Relevant, all relevant.
Yes, all relevant. There we go. I'm going to see if this is long enough. So, I've given you an idea of how wide you might want your face mask to be, but I've got a little head. I've realised I do actually have quite a pea-shaped head. I fit, just to give you an idea, I don't pay VAT on my riding hats because I fit into the kids' sizes, which is brilliant. It's about the only thing that is small about me is apparently my head. So that's good. And if you want to, then just put the face mask on you and then just wrap around however much elastic you feel you need to have. Give it a little bit of stretch. Just, you know, so that the elastic can do the thing, which is grip, and away you go. And just check that when it's there, you are happy. If you're making it for somebody else, whee! There it is. So then you are going to use... Are you still there, Gemma? Where have you gone?
I'm here on mute.
Oh, okay. Are you doing your teeth again?
I do need to do my teeth. And
Gemma said, I'm going to have to brush my teeth. Terrible. But you know what it sounds like when Gemma brushes her teeth?
I haven't started yet, but I will. So give me at least 2 minutes. Oh, this is too much information. Sorry, everybody.
It's not too much information. Gemma has a brace, and she's got like this whirry cleaning thing that sounds like a personal pleasuring device. And right, so we're going to put a bodkin on the end there. Maybe that was too much information, but it's not. It's just Gemma's teeth being cleaned, apparently. I mean, she does it mid-show, so I'm hoping that's what it is. She's just off to brush her teeth. We do silly hours here, you see. Getting all the shows and everything ready. Right, don't pull this all the way through. Just stitch across there. I keep the seam on the top side. On the top side, and then just sew that in place, and then you can, but don't do what I did when I first did this and just put the elastic in without the bodkin on, because that's a right old faff, let me tell you. So yeah, there we go. And then just stitch across there. Ha-ha! Bing, 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 bing. This is what we want. Now, decide whereabouts you want this on your eye mask. I've gone for right slap bang in the middle, if I'm completely honest. And then we're going to sew that, just base that in place, both sides. I was saying to Gemma, it's funny, isn't it? These panels came to us. They'd been designed. These aren't my own design. These were somebody else's design. But I've then had to go, well, how do you make them? because they came with no instructions for me. So I've had to work out how you make a face mask, so that when you buy the mega instructions, it's all there for you. It's all there for you, and we're all done. There you go. So we then got that in the middle, and then we're going to place our face mask right sides together on top, and clip this in place. Clip it firmly in place. Do you know what a difference a new needle makes? And you are going to want a new needle on this Duchess satin, so that it just goes through beautifully. I've been sewing glitter PU and all sorts with that needle, so it was time that it got a little refresh, shall we say. Now, why have I not trimmed this down totally? Because it just gives me a little bit of wiggle room, and I want a little bit of wiggle room. That is fine. And I'm going to leave myself a turning through gap in the straightest bit I can find, which is along this top bit here. So between there and there, where it says sleeping mask back. Yes. Yes, yes. Dee dee dee. And you see, it just, this is the beauty of something being printed. It all fits in beautifully. And around you are going to go in a minute. So get that all clipped in place. And then we're going to sew around. Yes, yes we are. Yes we are, yes we are, yes we are. Haha! They even changed the camera angle, so I must mean business. I'm going to put my needle in the middle, so that no, hang on, I say that. Do I want that in the middle? No, I still want it a 1/4 inch. So let's just do a little holding stitch there, and around we go. So the edge of my foot, I'm keeping to the edge of the satin. I've got my machine so that when I take my foot off, my foot lifts and I can turn it to go round those corners. Which it does beautifully. And you can see I'm not forcing it, I'm just giving it a little turn, little spin as we go. And you can do this as slowly as you want. And as carefully as you wish, but we've got a lot to sew today. So today is one of those days for me on the show where it's done is better than perfect for me today. That's where I'm heading with this. Done is very much going to be better than perfect. So I've changed my thread to like a tealy colour, which goes with the beautiful fabrics and matches my tassel from yesterday, but it also means that you can see better what I'm doing. And then we're just going to go in with our pinking shears. Now, where I have got a turning through gap, I'm not gonna pink it as closely, because it's a straight line, and B, you know, I haven't got there yet. Oh, there's a fair few layers there and some elastic. Come on, pinking shears. You've got this. You've got this. These are good ones, these are. They were ridiculously expensive, but they are good. And if the kids use these to do their Christmas cards, I will be really cross. But that's just gone through however many layers of fabric, interfacing and elastic. I had to give it a bit of a shove, but it did it. It did it. Now, up into here, you might want to just give it up into that nose. Just a little snip into there. Don't snip through your stitches. Oh, hang on. I haven't changed the blinking screen for you. Yeah. So I've just snipped up into that nose bit there, not into the stitches. And I used my beautiful new scissors because they are sharp to the tip. And I love that. And then you're just going to turn it through. Top stitch around the edge and we're done. So we've now done our wipes, our bag, and in a minute we will have done our face mask. Woohoo! Get your pokey stick in, or your pokey tool or anything like that, and get into all those corners, all those curves rather, and get them all eased out. Jan, have you been down to the yacht club now that it's opened? I think it's a nice sunny day down there, but it's back open. It shuts, you see, in down in Foy. But if it's a nice sunny day, there are very few more beautiful places to be than at the yacht club in Lerin. Sounds in Foy rather. It sounds very posh, doesn't it? But Cornwall doesn't really do posh.
It does
that much. No. It's not like super duper posh, but it does have the best views up the estuary. It's stunning. Stunning, stunning, stunning. There you go. Now, but yeah, I think most of Foy are members. So, look at that. And then you just stitch around the top. Are you back? Are your teeth sparkling?
Of course. I do brush my teeth a lot during the day. It's not just horribly disorganised of me.
No, Shemmers, you are living the dream, aren't you? You've had a dream of having absolutely perfect teeth for years and years and years, and you've got a brace on the go at the minute. So it means super, super, super cleaning. And I'm so glad that you have, because it's meant that when, you know, orthodontists and dentists, they want to put braces on kids really young these days.
Yeah.
And but seeing how much you have to clean and do your teeth with this, whew, I think they can wait a bit.
It's you know, it's really important. Anyway, we're not going to get into an oral hygiene related segment of the show, but yeah, I'm very particular about keeping them clean. So yeah, Tash knows, and now you all know as well.
Yes, everybody knows about your dental hygiene.
We're all friends here.
Do you know, the beauty of this is I never know where our shows are going to go. As you may have guessed, this is completely unscripted. Shock horror to all of you, I know. But we are completely unscripted. I still think we should do a podcast, Gemma, after dark.
I think so too, but you know, one of the things about our shows is that, you know, people do really connect with these random conversations, and one of the biggest influx of emails we ever saw was when you and I were talking about the realisation and acceptance that came with the menopause.
Yeah.
And we got so many messages through from people, and actually people saying, I've been feeling overwhelmed, this, and hadn't really twigged it might be the menopause, and I went to the doctors and had a conversation, and, you know, because you and I had that very honest conversation on air that came out of nowhere. So
it's just chatting though, isn't it? And the thing is that people watch back these shows and go, oh, you talk too much. Well, do we? You can put us on mute and fast forward to the good bits if you want. But actually, I think what I've come to realise is that community is so important, and a lot of us don't get it because, like I was saying to you the other day, I am home every single night because my children are home every single night. So I don't get to go out, and I work from home. The only time that I leave the house is to collect my children or walk the dogs. That's the only time that I leave the house. Whereas, you know, Josh has band practice and this, that and the other. So he sees other people. But I don't. And if I didn't have you lot to keep me, I was going to say sane.
That's
an exaggeration. Yeah. Amused. Yeah,
there you go.
If I didn't have you lot to keep me amused, it's like, you know, what would we do? And I think a lot of people feel like that. So and yet it shows that community is one of the things that keeps you living longer. Is having that community. So wherever you can find your community. And for me, that's this space. So and if you don't like it, you're in charge of what you watch, not me.
Yes, but we don't apologise for our,
for being us, no. Basically. However, we do have wipes, mask, and I think we're getting there. Hooray! Hooray! Hooray!
Take what you need and ignore the rest. That's what we said.
Yeah. Yeah. What should we do next? Should we do the headband or scrunchies or drawstring bag?
You're going to do it all, aren't you?
I'm going to do it all, yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Do you know what? I've got this cut out. Let's do the drawstring bag because I've got this cut out ready to go. I have not interfaced it. You could put a light interfacing on it if you wish. What I would say, because I haven't interfaced it, what I will do is go through and pink my my edges afterwards. I'll show you when and how. I think this was the one that took the most head scratching to work out for me. Because like drawstring pouch, yeah, but how did you... Because I kind of knew that it was to put these in. Well, in my head, it was to put these in. So it's like, right, so how much space does that give me at the top to do a drawstring and I overthought it, obviously, completely. So, never mind. Right. On that note, let's put these right sides together. Which seems a shame to, you know, not have his beautiful face on show. One thing that I would... It's not even through using this fabric, it's just general that it's kind of dawned on me, is start with your foot on your fabric. Do a stitch forward, or if you've got a holding stitch, do a holding stitch, and then reverse off and come back on. And then you don't get your fabric, whether it's this, whether it's bag making and it's interfaced or whatever, you don't get it shifting. I don't know why I didn't twig that. And I think it's been through using my industrial. I have an industrial that I make bags on, and it's set up so that the very first thing it does is a couple of stitches and then it goes backwards, and I'm like, oh, which means that you've kind of got to kind of have your fabric with enough room for it to go backwards. That sounds really obvious, doesn't it? And I'm like, why don't I do that in my normal sewing? Why am I not doing that in my normal sewing? Gemma, have I lost you, or is that somebody else ringing? Everybody likes to ring in the morning, don't they? Everybody wants me in the morning.
Well, there you go.
That's a sweeping comment, isn't it?
That's nice to be in demand, isn't it?
It's not entirely true, but, you know. But yeah, just to have... And you can set up your sewing machine so that when you... Especially machines like this, so that you can... When you come to the end, it will do a holding stitch like that, or for example. So I would really utilise that. There we go. Here endeth that lesson. Right, when you have sewn a seam, I'm literally just snipping off the edges so that it doesn't fray, because you're going to be manipulating this, turning it through, doing all sorts with it. So just do that for me. Just do me that favour. And I think this is the only time where I was tempted to press the satin from the back, and that's where I came a cropper. So do that with a pressing sheet, or if you've got one of these tools, these are brilliant. They just help open your seam. And I know they're expensive, but equally I love them. So, you know. It's brilliant. And I discovered that this was so great on these seams on our Zoom call, didn't I, Gemma?
You did indeed.
I did. And then you can just give that a little press. I cannot wait to see this with this beautiful panther, whatever he is. Do you know what? I have not been hounded by cats for breakfast this morning, which either means that they have stayed out all night, dirty stop-outs, or the kids fed them. I wonder which it is. Who knows? Right, on one side we're going to make a few marks here. It's the same with the cats as it is with the kids. I am worried when they're quiet. Do you get that? That quiet worry. You're like, why are they quiet? What is occurring here? So I'm just going to, on the outer fabric. Oh, crikey bobs. Didn't change my angle, you should have said. So I've pinked that top edge, pinked my top edge, and then you can just give it a press with a cloth if you want. And I've opened up that seam. On the outer side, with beautiful pussycat, I've done 1/2 inch and then another 1/2 inch. You'll see why in a minute. This is going to be the channel for our whatchamacallit, Gemma? Drawstring.
Love and whatchamacallit.
We do love a whatchamacallit. Now, match those seams. And then we're going to sew all the way around and leave a turning through gap. I'm going to draw it on, guys, because I completely forgot to do that earlier and had to get my unpicker out. What am I like? There we go.
Darshana says that it sounds like Josh has got you locked in at home, which made me chuckle. But you have got a very full life, haven't you? Running a business, looking after a menagerie of animals and a busy house.
Like I have a beautiful, beautiful life.
Yeah.
I don't have any complaints about it. It's just that, and you know, any parent will tell you they're home at night because their kids are in bed.
There's no opportunity for socialising there, and I think a lot of it identify with a period of life that's been like that. But
you know, until they're old enough to be left on their own, and then God knows what they got up to. So, you know, that is that, and that's why, you know, as much as we love our children, they can be really boring because you're home every night. That's it, isn't it? Someone's got to be, and so we are.
Yeah, we've got lots of lovely comments saying that, that you know, Erica says, I class this as my girly time. Sue says, don't look at Ella's lot to keep anyone sane. Agreed.
No. I that would be too much. No.
That would stretch. No, it's more, entertain, shall we say. Anne says the sun's gone in, so she's safe to put her cardi back on now without fear of falling asleep.
Oh, okay. There is that beautiful warmth, isn't there, of sunlight through glass. That's a really beautiful warmth. And I love it. Right, I'm going to sew down there, along there and up there. I'm going to leave this gap open. I'm not going to sew on that channel. And then I'm going to sew around the rest of it and leave a turning through gap there. Alright? Did we all pay attention to that? Will you please shout it and remind me to change the screen again? Else I'll just be telling you what to do with an empty screen.
That's such a massive delay. It's really difficult because I don't know about it until you say, and I'm looking, thinking, what's she on about?
So a little holding stitch. A little holding stitch.
Joined as well, Tash.
Sorry?
Auntie Lizzie's joined us. I'm just letting.
Hi, Auntie Lizzie. How is John?
Yes, we do want to know how John is.
I nearly called him Uncle John. We've never called him Uncle John. And Auntie Lizzie isn't my actual auntie either. This has caused confusion before, but Auntie Lizzie's always here and she's been a massive supporter of the show. So she's just always been Auntie Lizzie.
Agreed.
And, yeah.
Oh, Cynthia says, I refer to this YouTube channel as Coffee with Natasha.
Oh, yeah.
I've got Coffee with Natasha at that time.
Do you know what? Look, talking of coffee, I managed to find a coffee mug with cork on the bottom. I was so excited. Which has joined my menagerie of all the different cups that I allow myself in the studio, so that I don't,
None of which match, but all of which you love.
Yeah, right. Matching. Well, I said anyway, because when I started Natasha Makes, everybody had their own mug with their initial on. Do you know what I suddenly realised? Who's been with us from the start and never had their own mug and is still with me now on a Friday? Penny the cleaner.
Oh.
I've put that right. I suddenly twigged. I'm like, she was using SJ's mug. And I'm like, you can't use SJ's mug. That really upsets me. And Sally uses SJ's mug when SJ isn't here because it's got an S on it. So that makes me happy. And I didn't just employ Sally because she had the initial S and it went with my mugs. I'd just really like to make that point. I didn't. However, it's very convenient. Yeah. So, yeah, Penny now has her own mug with her name. With hers, she's got her own name on it, not just the initial, the whole shebang. And it matches the colour of the Arga, which she's invariably found cleaning. So, I'm happy about that. I hope she will be. She hasn't seen it yet.
Oh, brilliant!
It's one of my little quirks. Right, turning through gap.
I hadn't thought of Penny when you said about who's been with us since the start, because I feel like she's a sort of piece of furniture / member of the family rather than a...
She is. So, to give everybody a little bit of insight into Penny, she is the unsung hero of Natasha Makes.
And your life.
And my life, actually, yeah. I first met Penny. This is the thing with people, and I'm really sorry if you are one of these people, but... If you end up being a friend, you're stuck with me for life, unless you do something hideous to upset me, which is really hard to do.
Yes.
And it's got to be pretty hideous. Then you're stuck with me for life, and that's the end of that. So I first met Penny when I was 19 years old. I'm not 19 anymore. And my mum and I met her. You know when I say the universe asks and the universe provides, right? I met Penny with my mum at Stoneleigh at a show. My mum was oohing and ahhing over the miniature donkeys, and I had said I wanted a Clydesdale. I'm just going to snip the corners off because I love Clydesdales and I think they're beautiful, beautiful horses, and I don't feel ridiculously big on them, so that's great. Anyway, so my mum was oohing and ahhing over the miniature donkeys, and Penny was running the miniature donkey stand. And so my mum was oohing and ahhing over the donkeys, and I said what I really wanted was a Clydesdale. And she said, oh, I've just had one go on loan off my yard, but I really don't think that it's a suitable match. If it comes back, give me your number and I'll let you know. And I thought, yeah, no one's ever going to do that. I'm just going to pink down these sides, by the way, and around the edges. So, and sure enough, a couple of weeks later, she rings. She said, that Clydesdale back on my yard, would you like to come and have a look? And I was like, oh, is she even going to be local? Because this was, this was at a national show. Turns out she lived 2 minutes down the road.
What are the chances?
Yeah, I know, right? And I went and I rode Oscar, and he walked backwards with me. Spent 2 years walking backwards with me, that horse. But he became my big love of my life, and I had that horse from when I was 19 until I was 40. I adored him, absolutely adored him, and I was the only one that could get him to walk in a straight line. He was so naughty for everybody else, and it took me 2 years, but I learnt so much in terms of horsemanship and everything else, because sometimes when the horses that give you the most trouble are the ones that you learn the biggest lessons from, which is fabulous. It's the same with all animals, isn't it? Whenever I get a particularly tricky animal, I'm grateful because it means I'm going to learn something new. And when I had Eric, my Great Dane, he was horrendous. We were his fourth home in 6 months. And I remember my ex-husband saying, well, he was my husband at the time, saying to me, I think we've made a mistake. And I was like, no, I will train him. And we went on to do modelling, film work, TV, national ad campaigns, all sorts of stuff, all off the back of I had to teach this dog how to behave, because otherwise it was not going to end well. So, these things, they end up being sometimes your biggest learning. And
Eric case of mulberry at one point.
He was. And all sorts. And he did I don't know if you remember, after Christmas one year, Aldi did a commercial with a couple of guys running. And Eric was the Great Dane.
I do remember this.
Yeah, if you go onto YouTube and just put in Aldi big dog advert, it's still there, and you'll still see my Eric. That was the last. He was nearly 11 as a Great Dane, nearly 11 years old doing that advert. It was the last advert he ever did.
I thought it was the 118 advert with the running dogs.
No, Eric didn't do the 118 commercial because he found running around with 15 other dogs too exciting, and he was too big, and he got sacked off that commercial. I did the 118 running commercial through the centre of London. I was dressed up as a 118 man with a moustache, shorts, the lot.
With another example of a random job you had.
That was with Baxter, my Ridgeback, and with Arthur, my Spaniel.
Yes.
And Arthur was typical Spaniel, he was so devoted to me that they were having trouble getting all these other dogs. So what happened was, we digress so much, which on a show where we've got so many things to do. So they shut 2 of the main roads in the city of London, in the city square of London, for this advert on a Sunday morning. So we're in hair and makeup at 5 o'clock, getting our moustaches and wigs and shorts and everything put on. And the roads were at like this, T-junction type thing. So there's 60 odd runners here with 15 dogs stood in the middle. No, the dogs were stood there. That's it. The dogs were there. And then we had to run around the corner. So yeah, we had to run around here, all 60 runners. And as we came round the corner and out of sight of the dogs, they let the dogs go. And the dogs were meant to then come and run through the runners, and then would carry on. That was the shot they wanted. Runners coming through, and then the dogs just like through all these runners. Now, these dogs, when they let them go, were just going bloody everywhere. Everywhere. It was could you imagine? They were just playing, they were having a great time. And then they realised that we had Arthur, we had my Spaniel, with me. I'm like, put Arthur in with those dogs. And of course then I had my Ridgeback there as well. Now my Ridgeback, I was the spare person for my Ridgeback. She was devoted to my ex-husband, but he wasn't there. So, but she would follow Arthur. So out of these 15 dogs, 2 are mine. They let them go. Arthur's like, oh, my mum's just gone round the corner. Whoosh! So he, bless him, was in the lead, and he brought 14 other dogs round that corner to find me. So they had to put me in the middle of this mass of runners so that Arthur would take everyone through. It's, so that was my Sunday. Well spent. There you go. So we're just gonna, that was more than anybody needed to know on the workings of an advert. And then when you see the advert, it looks like there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of runners, but they've just AI'd it or whatever they did back in those days and just made it look like there's lots of people. And you can't see Arthur at all. And I'm like, oh, brilliant. There you go. And thank God I'm in the middle, so you can't see me either. And it was all good. Right, we're going to sew up that turning through gap now that I've stopped talking. In answer to your question, yes, I am feeling better today. How would we know?
Jan's saying, with regard to Penny's mug, don't write her name on it in heat erasable pen, which made me chuckle.
Oh no. Well, it was Penny, wasn't it? Do you remember when she wrote her her invoice on an air erasable pen? She's like, what do you mean you haven't got my invoice? Where is it? I left it on the... I'm like, there's just a blank piece of paper here, Penny. And then I saw a twig that the pen was next to it. I'm like, did you use my air erasable pen, Penny, to write your invoice? Yes, I did. I had Oscar for many, many, many years, and I've known Penny ever since. We've been the best friends ever since then. And, I mean, do we get much cleaning done, or do we chat and drink coffee? A little from column A, a little from column B. But she's phenomenal. She's absolutely phenomenal.
Oh, she's an absolute dynamo.
I just remember, like, she's in her 70s now, and you wouldn't think it. You'd think she was 50. And whenever we need anything moving, because she's got horses. At one point, she had over 100 horses. That's another story. And Josh would be like, well, wait till Friday when Penny's here, because she's got horsey strength.
She has got horsey strength.
She has got horsey strength. I'm just going to give that a little press. You what, sorry?
She puts everyone else to shame.
I know, it's hilarious. And invariably she'll have some sort of horsey-based accident or something. Like, she came to me the other day with a massive black eye and concussion. I'm like, go home, what have you done? And she's like, oh, well, I just had a gate come off its hinges and fall on my head. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to say, go home. She's like, oh, it's a big oak one as well. I'm like, yeah, right, again, go home. Please just go home, and, you know, I will drive you home because I feel you might be concussed. Now, where we left, it all goes on. It all goes on here. Everything happens here, doesn't it, Gemma?
Yeah.
We're going to, where that gap is, we are going to draw ourselves a little line. And we're going to leave another 1/2 inch because that's how much we left. And then we're going to draw ourselves another little line. And we are going to do that on the other side. Yeah, it does make me laugh. That's all Josh says. Penny's got horsey strength. So the day that she came and she'd got sciatica, he's like, what? What do you mean? Where's the horsey strength today? And we had to send her off to our magic woman, didn't we? To get her fixed.
Yes.
Remember?
Mm-hmm.
We can't have Penny without penny strength. Like, what's going on?
It can't.
That's not a world I want to live in. Right, and we're just going to stitch around there. Go slow and steady on this, or if you do have a machine where you can take this bit and just do it through that bit, then do. But mine's nicely bedded in there and I can't bother to lift it, if I'm being brutally honest. I'm going to put my needle in the middle so that I can... I am so lazy sometimes. I disgust myself with my laziness, but this is what we're going to do. Slovenliness. My slovenliness. It wouldn't take much, would it, to take that off and just raise it? But nah, we're not going to do that. Nah. You should. Obviously. However. But go slow and just keep the other side of it out the way. That's the other thing. Just keep the other side of it out the way. And just keep bringing it round. So that you don't stitch through the other side. Because that's annoying when that happens. Oh, I think I might have just done it. We'll see. We'll see if I got away with it. One of those things that you do, Gemma, you go, I think I got away with it. Was it Faulty Towers? It's the germs, isn't it? I mentioned the germs, but I mentioned the war, but I think I got away with it.
Yeah.
That was Faulty Towers.
Really didn't.
He really doesn't. That was just... Oh, love that show.
No. There were so few episodes of that show as well.
Was it like Bagpuss and only like 13 or something?
There was literally a handful. It was really low numbers, and yet everyone remembers it so fondly.
Was he still married to Connie Booth at that point?
I have no idea.
Right, that's round one. We've done that first layer of stitching, and then we'll go around the other. And this just creates the channel for the drawstring to go through. Hurrah! Are you Googling it? Of course she's Googling it.
Well, I Googled and discovered there were 12 episodes of Faulty Towers. 12.
Oh, I wasn't far off then. I wasn't far off.
Well, that's mad, isn't it?
Yeah. And I can probably quote all of them from clearly a massively misspent youth. Yeah. I don't know, if, for example, like Sylvia will have ever heard of it. I don't know if it ever went to America, or if our ridiculous British humour translates. I remember one time when, I don't know, one government here was being particularly ridiculous, and I was like, that's it, I'm going to go and live in France. And my dad just going, your humour in France, don't know how that's going to work. And I was like, oh. And it really put me off. I was like, I won't go and live in France because no one will get me. Plus I don't speak French very well. And I'd have to learn. But languages, that's my brother's thing. That's not my thing. He's the linguist in our world. Huh?
I've got an answer to your Connie Booth question.
Go on then.
They were married during the writing and filming of Fawlty Towers. They co-wrote and starred together in the series, of course.
Yeah.
But they divorced shortly after the first series, but they did remain on good terms and obviously still filmed the second series together.
So his Almany tour clearly wasn't for her. So we've now got our two lines of stitching. Yes, I did just sew over that bit, but I can sort that later. I don't know if you'll even notice by the time it's all drawn up.
Apparently they stayed close.
Ah.
He went on to remarry and train to be a psychotherapist.
Oh, there you go. There you go. 1/2 metre for each side of your ribbons. I was going to say you don't really hear of her having done anything else. What else did Connie Booth do?
Good question. She became quite reclusive, according to this.
Right, bodkin. If you are buying the accessories pack, by the way, you'll get 2 types of bodkin because, you know, they're useful. And we're going to go in one side. All the way around. Don't come out there. Go all. I said don't come out there. Oh, of course, that's the only bit it wants to come out of now, isn't it? No. Go round. Go round.
She is now 85.
Is she really?
Mm.
How old's John Cleese then?
Good question.
86,
yeah. He was born in Weston-super-Mare.
Was he really?
Right.
So you're going to have 2 go round and out one side and then round and out the other side. Weston-super-Mare.
Yeah,
Crikey.
they met in New York City.
Did they?
Mm.
How very swish. She was very beautiful, wasn't she, Connie Booth?
Yes, she was. She was in Monty Python's Flying Circus and obviously the Holy Grail. Something else called How to Irritate People. It was in another short film that John Cleese adapted from short story.
And then you're just going to tie off both of these. Are you IMDbing her?
I am wikiing.
Oh, okay.
And then also in a Sherlock Holmes spoof, one of John Cleese's works as well. So, yeah, she was in various things.
Brilliant. She was a very good actress. Very good.
In a BBC adaptation of Little Lord Fauntleroy.
Oh.
A few things. But she in 1995, so not all that long ago, really. I mean, we say that, but you know.
That's 1995. Hang on, 1995. Yeah, Gemma Lara.
A lot of her career was sort of 1960s and 70s. That is a lot more recent. All of a sudden, it was all 60s, 70s.
Yeah.
And then nothing by the look of it until 1995. She did Edith Wharton's dramatisation of The Buccaneers.
Hang on.
But yeah, I know what you mean.
So I think that this little drawstring pouch is going to be for these guys. There we are.
But that's when she ended her acting career in 1995.
Perfect, thank you very much. Other things you learn. The things you learn. Cynthia, have you ever heard of Fawlty Towers? I don't know if you can watch it anywhere, if it's just massively offensive now. I don't know, but I would highly recommend it. Not being offended, but just as a great show. Right, we are down to, what are we down to the last thing? The headband and scrunchies. 3 more things to go. Crikey.
Darshana says, I love these stories. It always feels like adult story time with Tash.
Adult story time. Crikey. There's a worry.
And, Cynthia said, I watched Fawlty Towers. I think it was in the late 70s. Yep.
Yeah, there you go. Love a bit of Fawlty Towers.
Megan says, my hubby regularly quotes, have you seen my wife make toast?
Yes.
Yes, I know 1995 was 30 plus years ago, but it is far more recent than the 1970s. Everybody is going to give me grief about this.
But it is the classic thing of the 1990s weren't that far away, it weren't that long ago. Oh no, they actually were. They actually were. Oh, it's very disappointing, isn't it, learning how long ago that actually was.
Yeah. Sue says that her and Dave still quote loads of Blackadder at each other.
Oh, I love a bit of Blackadder. I don't know it. Do you know what? Yeah. I don't know if my children will appreciate Blackadder yet. I think when they do the war, they generally get shown like the last episode, which I think is the most traumatic of any last show of anything, where they go over the top. In Blackadder. We have had some cracking. We have had some cracking comedies, haven't we? Yeah. We were always an Only Fools and Horses household and an LO household. And just genius writing, weren't they? Yeah. Just genius writing. My mum and dad weren't an Only Fools and Horses, but LO and some mothers do have them. I think what's beautiful with Only Fools is just, I mean, you listen to David Jason, he knew a man who just was so Del Boy, and so he watched him and just sort of fell in love with this wheeler dealer type character, and just, he said it just came to him so naturally to act Del because he knew this man. He knew him, yeah. Which is such a lovely thought, that he's seen him and just gone, oh, you deserve to be seen by the world. Like, yeah. The world should appreciate you. Yeah, he's so well spoken, David Jason, that it's just hilarious to compare him. But then Buster Merryfield's the same. He played Uncle Albert. You know, he wasn't even an actor. Was he not? No, it was his first job. The actor that played Grandad. No. Yeah. Really? And they were like, we've got to put someone in. And initially they thought maybe they'd bring a female in, and then they said no, because we give the character such abuse that it wouldn't be fair, it wouldn't be right. So they had to sort of bring another character in. They wrote in Uncle Albert, of course, this, seafarer, and what have you. And yeah, Buster Merryfield, is incredibly well spoken when you hear the interviews, and really quite posh. But brilliant. He hadn't had another acting job. This was his first, and he's just so perfect. What had he been doing before that? Was he a sea dog? Well, quite. Well, yeah, you do wonder, don't you? But just the interviews and the programmes around it they're just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. But yeah, gorgeous. Mange 2, Rodney. Mange 2. Right, we are going to Mange 2. These are the 3 pieces that you need for the headband. Oh, look at that! Perfect! Absolutely. Oh, that makes me so happy. Absolutely the perfect amount left on the roll. That doesn't happen often, does it? Must be a good day. Have I got one open here? I've got it open here. These rolls do vary in size depending on how tightly they've wound them. You see, this one's bigger, but it's got great holes in it. Right, just take that off and just fold it over. I'm all for a bit of wash away tape on this. It just holds everything in place, which makes me happy, allows me to do my job. And now we know it definitely washes out, because I've actually done that with it now, after however many years of having it. Stitch, stitch and stitch down both sides, and away we go. So
Buster Merrifield.
I thought you were quiet. What's Gemma doing?
Yeah, he was a bank manager.
He was what?
He was a bank manager.
No.
But he was, I do love the way, you know how people edit Wikipedia and add their bits and pieces here. So he explains that he was interested in amateur dramatics and had done a lot of sort of, amateur work and enjoyed that and amateur performing. But the way that it mentions here that how he discovered his love of acting, they've written during the war.
During the war. Brilliant.
During the war, he discovered his love of acting when he served as an entertainment officer staging shows for the troops.
Brilliant.
So, yeah, they were,
Crikey.
Because he was awarded an emergency commission in the Royal Artillery, and that's when he discovered that he loved acting, because he was, doing sort of a bit of amateur stuff to amuse the troops. But he worked as a bank manager for like 40 years, just doing a bit of amdram on the side.
Could you must do a double take. If that's your bank manager and suddenly you're watching Only Fools and Horses on was it a Saturday or a Sunday?
Oh, quite.
Oh, hang on.
And he was totally the opposite to his character as well. He was, like I say, frightfully posh, actually, when you hear him interviewed.
Frightfully posh.
Indeed, but he also was a teetotaler and a non-smoker his entire life.
Oh, wow.
Uncle Albert is very sort of,
very much not.
Cockney, like pipe-smoking, rum-drinking character, Uncle Albert. It's just complete polar opposites. But yeah, lovely.
How fabulous. Yeah, you would, wouldn't you? If that had been your bank manager. Be like, what's going on here? Just had a little bobbin kerfuffle there. Excuse me. I said yesterday sometimes I forget to trim off the thread that I poke through the top of the bobbin. Done it again. That's all that is, and it's just got itself caught, and then it's gone. No, not doing that. What are you thinking? Right.
There's mention of other classic shows as well. George and Mildred, Keeping Up Appearances.
Oh, Gemma, you are.
Appearances.
You are Mrs. Bouquet when it comes down to your tables. When Gemma does a cheese plate, let me tell you, I'm just going to turn this through the right way. When Gemma does a cheese board, Gemma, describe your cheese boards.
No, because I will say, right, are we hungry? And people go, maybe a bit. And I'll just throw some cheese on a board and put out some picky bits. And Gemma laughs, my stepdaughter, because she'll say, oh yeah, let's just watch Gemma chuck some cheese on a board and put out a few picky bits. And she says you blink, and within 15 minutes there's a full buffet.
It's amazing. It is a very incredible thing.
But I do have, various things that I like to do. With a cheese board, I like to have grapes, figs, and nuts and all sorts of things. But I do put them on a beautiful board, preferably 2 tiers, and have them sort of cascading. And I've got little antique mice that get put into the cheeses, and they're really cute, and so on. So yeah, it's an aesthetics thing. I think it looks like, edible art, which appeals, doesn't it?
Yeah, I just whack it on a plate. But yes, yes, because it doesn't stay around in our house that much. I'll be completely honest. Josh brought home a bit of cheese last night. Gone. It's already gone. On the middle band bit, you could do this whichever way round you want. If you want a longer band, you can do it that way. I've just done exactly the same in terms of bit of tape down the long sides for me. Honestly, Gemma, if you've got photos that you can post of you've never seen anything like it. It is a thing to behold. And she'll like, who just has figs hanging out in their kitchen? Gemma has figs. Just in case she needs to whop a cheese board together. I'm like, what the hell?
I haven't got figs.
Come from? Yeah. It's just like, wow. I'm just going to stitch down both sides. Come on, give your excuses for why you are Mrs. Bouquet. Come on.
I just, if you're going to do it properly. Just nice. I've now got actually that I got again. I love a charity shop, me.
You do love a Chazza find.
Oh, I find a bargain in the Chazza. I love it. And you're the same, and we both love to shop at the Tip as well.
I know. Oh, my Tip mug is my favourite mug.
Best.
And I found Ruben a massive Kong at the Tip, which, you know, by the time you've given it a good scrub and a good clean, he's so excited. Could to buy him a massive Kong for a Great Dane. They're about 30 odd quid. 50p at the Tip. Winning. I'm just going to put this right sides together, by the way. Now I've sewn down both sides, because, Gemma, we are still sewing. Right sides together, and then just sew across that end, and I will pink that end.
Nice.
There you go. And depending on how tight you want it to be, just sew your seam accordingly. Is all I'm going to say on that one. So do a bigger seam if you want it to be a little tighter. Are you finding photos for everyone, Gemma? Honestly, you'll be amazed.
I'm just tinkering with our tech at the moment. I've just messaged Josh. We've got an issue over on YouTube.
Oh no.
Yes.
Is it them or is it us?
Well, I believe we're still live on Facebook. Everyone seems to be commenting.
Oh.
So I'm not sure why, but the YouTube does seem a bit cross.
Oh, the YouTube.
That a bit cross. But yes, we've got a few other people mentioning things like the young ones. Bottom.
I loved Bottom. I loved Bottom. Bottom was brilliant. And Red Dwarf. Has anybody mentioned Red Dwarf? Do 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 do
No.
do all alone, more or less. Ba, ba, ba. Anyway, yeah, Bottom was good. And then what was his name? Was it Charles someone or another? There was the cat.
Oh yes.
Charles. Anyway, stuff that through there. Whee! Put it in the middle. There we go. Oh, look at that. Looks right nice, isn't it? And again, do the same thing. See how big your head is. We're just going to stitch down the side of the elasticy bit. And then turn through. What was his name? Charles what? Or was that his second name?
Oh, I don't know. Hang on. What did we do before the internet?
I did guess.
Actually, had to look things up in book stuff.
Yeah.
The cat in Red Dwarf.
Yeah.
Danny John Jules.
Was it? Not Charles Toole. How have I got that so wrong?
Jules.
Oh. I'm rubbish at names. Just never believe me.
No.
But I'll be the one that's like, Damien. You mean Bob?
Hang though. The guy that played Dave Lister was Craig Charles, wasn't he?
That's it. I knew one of them was a Charles. Yes.
No, that was the guy
Craig
that played
Charles.
Dave Lister with Craig Charles.
There we go. Just
but yeah,
got the
Danny
wrong
John
character.
Jules was the cat.
What else has he done? Yes, Mr. Bridges.
Yes.
Well, you know that I was a Christmas elf with the gym instructor from the British Empire. It's my claim to fame. Right, elastic in. Do. Same again with any of these elastic casings. I tend to keep the seam to one edge there. And then we're just going to sew across the top of that elastic.
Oh, Joe's thrown porridge into the mix.
Oh, porridge was brilliant. And bread. You never watched bread, did you?
I didn't know.
I used to love bread. But then I had a bit of a thing for Joey. And then they changed the Joey and it wasn't the same. They changed the actor. What's that all about?
Yeah, we're having some streaming issues here. So Lowe's said, can we summon the large peacock to come in and sort the issue?
The large peacock mask.
The man masked is sitting upstairs watching the show with no issue, which always pleases me great. The British Empire, and
Brilliant.
Jan says baby in the drawer. Baby in the drawer. So you couldn't do this now.
You couldn't. However, that is sometimes how I feel like when Minnie comes to work with me. It is like having the baby in the drawer, and it just makes me laugh. Right, we've got our bit of stretch here, and then we're going to again keep the seam at one end. I pop this right in the middle, and then stitch across it. Now, what I then go on and do on the back later is fold that over. If you can do that in a oneer, then do. But it's then just folded in, but it's quite a few layers to sew through initially. But if you're happy to do that, that's fine. You don't have to, and again, in the instructions I've said, you don't have to, but we'll do that end in a minute. But you can. But yeah, just make sure that elastic is well in there.
We have had some viewers that have switched over to YouTube saying that they've switched over because Facebook keeps giving little interruptions. It does appear now to be a healthy stream over on YouTube, so hopefully that's going to be universal across both platforms. But yeah, certainly on YouTube at the moment, the platform seems strong. Cynthia says that, are you being served? We still love that as well. She was working retail at the time. I think anyone who's
Mrs. Slocum's pussy.
Yes.
You couldn't get away with it now. You wouldn't. All of these humours, just no. But that was, that was brilliant, Mrs. Slocum's pussy.
Sue says that her daughter still works a few shifts at the pool as a duty manager, and that she did take her baby there and tuck him in his car seat under the desk.
Brilliant.
The closest we're going to get, isn't it, to the baby in the drawer? Yeah. But that's kind of the thing about these comedies, is that they did put things in that were clearly ridiculous, which is what made it funny. And I just don't feel that we'd get away with that now. But that was the whole point, was it was so farcical, that's what made it funny. Not to be offended about or upset about or anything. It was just, well, clearly this would never happen because it's ridiculous, but that's why we'll write it in. Because
every working mother knows the struggle.
Yes, exactly.
And that was it, wasn't it? Every working mother knows that struggle of trying to do that. Right, so like I say, you can just leave it like that, but you can also, towards the back, fold it over, and it does fold quite neatly, and then you can just sew across it again, should you wish. You don't have to. You don't have to do that bit. You didn't have to. But it does just reinforce the elastic. There we go. That's the headband. We're just down to the scrunchies now. Whew.
Brilliant.
Yeah. And then, honestly, if you could see the amount of preparation I have to do before these panels come, like the entire warehouse just has to be cleared so that every available space, bearing in mind that we have sold panels in over 70 SKUs, 70 different options for you, this is not going to be a small job. No. There we go. There's your band. I love that we've got this detail there. Right, scrunchies. Scrunchies two ways with this.
And we do have a scrunchie pattern as well, actually. If people are watching, I've got my own fabric I'd like to make scrunchies. And it's scrunchies three ways. So yeah, you can always pick that one up as well.
And again, one of these methods is slightly different. So then if you had this as well, you've got scrunchies four ways.
There you go, see? Perfect.
So the first way is to use an elastic, a hairband that would rip your hair out ordinarily, but is not going to in this circumstance. Because, and this is why I wash this, because I'm going to put a run of tape top and bottom on here. Okay. I'm just impressed that people have stayed with us through all the ridiculous chat and have, still want to watch us. Well done. Thanks. Thanks and all that. There we go. Now, let's just take the back of that tape off and then just fold it over. And that gives you a really easy seam in a minute. Now, I threw a colour catcher in the wash when I did this, not because I thought that these colours would run, because they don't, not to my experience at all, but just because I thought it was going in with the kids wash, and I thought, oh great, Freddie's orange socks would look amazing through this, wouldn't they? But I, as general washing practice, because invariably something creeps in that shouldn't be in my wash, I do tend to put colour catcher. So for those of you that want to wash, it does. You can see it washes absolutely great. No problems there. That's the one that I threw in the wash earlier. Lovely job. Lovely job. So we're going to sew across that end. Okay, so now we've got our seams taped, and if you want to, just again pink those edges, because we're going to be manipulating this fabric heavily manipulated, because we're going to now fold this in half. Okay, wrong sides together. And you can just start off with just there. You don't have to get it folded all the way around. And then we're going to just slide our elastic in. Okay. Now, our foot is going to sit in the middle, so there will be elastic behind and elastic in front. And as we sew, we will just pull the elastic so that we've always got a few stitches, pull the elastic, make more space. You can, once you get going, really put on the elastic so you get a longer run to go. Do you remember when we did bag handles? Do you remember when we did the bag handles?
Which ones?
The round bag handle bags.
Okay, yeah.
It's the case, it's like that. I am just going to try, and it doesn't want me to. If Josh is listening, I can't flick between screens. It's where we've lost obviously some connection at some point. It's not been happy. So seams together. We're going to top stitch down that seam. Foot in the middle. Elastic band in the middle. Gemma, I've written this and hoped that when you come to proofread it, that it actually makes sense. If it doesn't,
yeah,
I know that you will make it so that it does. So just pull that elastic down and out the way to allow you to be able to sew. So down and out the way. But you can see I'm just opening it out, this elastic band. I'm opening it out here so that this is close to the middle there, so it's out the way, not being sewn over, and this is held out the way there. And I just keep doing that. Hello. Ah, The man master's here. Make it work, Josh, make it work.
Yeah, we've been told that the frame rate's too low, so let's see what Josh can do on that front.
What does that mean? I don't even know what that means.
Technical thing that Josh will understand better than us.
That's just words, that is.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're just going to keep coming around, keep stretching.
Susan says a lot of these older comedies can still be watched on That's TV channels, but they're usually warning about outdated opinions or whatever before they put them to air. And we said yesterday, didn't we, that a lot of them are edited now. I saw Peter Kay interviewed, actually, and he said that at one point a very well-known online streaming platform wanted to put Max and Paddy on there.
Right.
And he, considered it. There was a lot of money involved for that offer, but they said that they'd have to put out like a warning before each show about the programme. He's like, at that point, it just takes the fun out of the whole thing, and he's like, I didn't want it going out with a censorship or anything like that. He said it just wasn't right.
You will get part way through, I'm just going to show you part way through here, and at this point, look, you've only got a little way left to go, so you can then just sort of put that elastic to one side because it's sitting in that casing really nicely, and then just on that last little bit you can just rearrange it so that you just stitch down there. So just to give you don't have to keep stretching that elastic all the way through. You will get to a stage where it's going to sit very happily in that casing, and you can then just carry on and sew it shut, really, which is great. I can always tell when I'm sewing through the tape because the sewing machine is a little bit louder when I sew through tape. It's not doing any harm, it's just a different medium that it's sewing through. Right, so that then is your scrunchie. Now that's with the quilter's wash away tape. And when I said to you it means that edge is a little stiffer because it's got the tape. Oh, change there we go. How did he do that? Where is my switcher? Oh, you are now the switcher. Brilliant. But when you wash it, look at the difference. Can you see how much softer those edges are? So if you like it, and I quite like this to be honest, because you can see more of the pattern. But if you want it really soft and scrunchy, then do that. We are down to the last one now. Crikey, this has been epic. Love that. Josh, overhead please, my love. There is only one piece of fabric left. So, here we go. We are going to turn those ends under. Like so. And look how many beautiful things.
I'm here, I've just muted.
Okay.
I did try and pop up on mute.
Okay. Again, this is another situation. Start on next week. A lovely bag with your zips, which I'm very excited about. With and if you want to just trim in the excess of the corners, you can. Me, excellent. Now, the only reason that I didn't use my turning through tool for this is just so it is slight, but you can, if you're willing to turn your edges under again at the end, then you can. It does make it quicker for turning through, but because it's not a really legs, I love a Tilda toy, but honestly those legs, you need a turning through tool for those, for sure. Bear with me. How big do you want it to be? Like, how many twists and turns do you want? And then cut your elastic to that sort of length. And you know, peeps are watching. There we go.
I've seen.
Made all the things in all the world. The mystery. His brain works in code. Mine works in 3D shapes and textures. Whereas when it comes to the technical stuff, I'm just like, nope, that's yours.
The internet, but it has still been dropping in and out for everybody. And they're saying,
sorry. Come on.
Oh, and yeah, so Lo, lovely Lo, on her business account, you know, for that professional touch, says maybe he needs a peacock extension. Maybe when he's got here from a viewer perspective to be pretty terrible.
We're nearly done. We're nearly done. We're nearly done. I will hurry. Fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Overlap your elastic. Put your machine on a zigzag. Zigzag it shut. You can either hand stitch that closed, put one over the top of the other. Oh, look. So you can either hand stitch that, but we all know we're not going to do that. Notice that bit. And there you go. That's the big scrunchie. And there you go. That is overhead, Josh. You've got your headband, you've got your eye mask, you've got these. We need these orders in, please, for any of these.
8 minutes time, everybody.
8 minutes. 8 minutes.
Information show today.
Yeah.
TMI. It also
Yeah.
says Tuesday, but bearing with us as well. We will be back next week. In the interim, however, there will be Friday deals and all sorts of things.
What's going on, Josh?
Don't know why it was great for ages and then stopped.
Well, one world of it's mystery.